let's take a look at campaigns. You can find the campaigns from the financial reports page. Right underneath, you just click on campaigns. What is a campaign? Well, a campaign, think of it as a financial campaign, is something that you want to track for a specific period of time. Let's say you need to raise money for a project, then campaigns would be what you would use to see how you're doing and get a quick overview of your progress. So one of the things that you need to do when starting a campaign, you just simply click here, start. You start the campaign. You give it a campaign name. Let's say Legacy Tower, for an example. A monument. Okay. Designed to honor our fallen heroes. And you want to use a few fund IDs there. Okay, fix the spelling. Fund ID. So let's go on. This is going to go under special projects, for an example. We're going to start this in February actually of 2016, February 1st, and we're going to end it May 1st, 2017. And then we're going to initiate the campaign. So we've got the campaign name, a description of what it is. We've got the fund ID that we're going to use to track it. Start date of the campaign, end date of the campaign, initiate campaign. Okay? Now, when you do that, we're going to go here to the building fund campaign. Let's take a look at that one real quick. This was a campaign used to raise donation dollars for a new building project. Okay? So the fund IDs that were used to track this particular one were Pro Templo, which is basically a building fund in Spanish, and then special projects. So if you need to go in and edit that, you can. Click on the edit button if you need to remove a fund ID. If you just need to it's only going to be Pro Templo. We're not going to include the other one, just to keep things clear for the people. So now what you'll be able to do, if you have several of these, then you can use the search filter here to basically search. You put the date, you can select the fund ID if it's all or one in particular, or if it was added by somebody in particular. Okay, so that's how you can search for that information. But for our purposes here, we've showed you how to start a campaign. All right. Now the second thing is to manage campaign permissions. So if you click on that button, manage campaign permissions, then you have your group admins that you can give access to track and report on this campaign by checking the box or unchecking it if you don't want them to. And then your sub-corporate admins, also known as system admins or people admins, same thing. You can uncheck if you don't want them to see it, but if you do, you leave it checked. Okay, so that's the other thing. You can also delete the campaign by just clicking here and selecting delete. Now, you would manage the permission the same way. Click here, manage permission. Now, let's take a look at our progress. So we set up the campaign already. This is very basic. Here's the information we put in. Now let's take a look to see how we're tracking. The first one is the Legacy Tower. So if I come here in the action column and I click on this view icon, it's going to show me the details. Okay, now notice it's one fund ID selected, special projects. It's 64 users that we have in this demo site. The total donations, the total campaign progress is 6722 even. Now, notice what happens. This query takes everyone in your database for this specific period of time that we've already outlined, for this specific fund ID, special projects. Payment mode doesn't really matter. What matters here is the fund ID. Then any notes that appear, the amount, the date, and then, last but not least, the total. Okay, so this is a way that you can create campaigns, financial campaigns, and then you can track it. Now let's look at the other one. The other one is the building fund. Let's see how we're tracking there. Okay, we went from June of 2016 to December of 2017, a little over a year. So let's take a look at that. So we collected almost $9,800, or almost $9,871.50. Again, one fund ID, 64 users, and then we only use one fund ID. You can use multiple, but it's always a better idea to just use one. And then you have the date things were given. Again, you can filter these donations if you have many, all kinds of things that you can do. But the main thing I want you to get out of this is you can track financial campaigns, and then you can report on it. So if you need to report to your finance committee or board, you can easily take this out. You can process this, export it, and say, okay, this is how we're tracking, and this gives us the information. So very, very important. That's why we try to get the information quickly and look at it here on a snapshot. Okay?